Good morning, Vietnam! That being said, this is neither Vietnam nor is it any sort of country of that sort. We are playing esports tonight, and I am Atwas, here with my lovely co-caster Dreamboat,
Hello.
and our cameraman Kinch, and we will be bringing you a ESEA Open match tonight, 6v6. It will be the number 5 team versus the number 6 team, I believe, and that will be I Am Not BILLUSTER versus Blanc or Blanc Esports. I'm gonna go with more sophisticated. So how you doing tonight, Dreamboat?
I'm pretty fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be a real good game. As you said, two very close and high-ranked teams in open going head-to-head with each other. I'm also looking forward to the fact that this is the first time I've had the honor of casting with you. So, looked forward to that for a while. Seen you cast plenty for AVL, of course. So it'll be nice to finally get a chance to cast with the great Atwas, as well as watch some great TF2.
Shucks, Dreamboat, you're making me blush over here. You wouldn't want to do that before the cast starts.
Oh, you never know. Making you feel a little uncomfortable is always fun, right? Keep you on your toes.
Toes, edge of seat, come see, come sa. So, what are you looking for out of this game? We've casted Sunshine a fair amount this week, and what are your thoughts on the map so far?
I love the map, personally. A lot of fun to play. Still, with the way they've changed last, teams aren't quite entirely sure how to push it, but we are later, of course, in Sunshine Week. Most teams have played a game on it, except for actually Blanc Esports, who, I believe it was Blanc, who had a forfeit win for their only match on Sunshine so far. But a little more experience on Sunshine should make it a little less choppy gameplay. I noticed awkward pushes, kind of just unconventional DM fights were what we saw earlier in the week. I think teams are going to have it a little more refined this time, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm still looking forward to roamers and scouts going huge, which is kind of being the story of this map.
Absolutely. Another thing worth mentioning is I've been seeing a lot of Prolander being played on Sunshine. A lot of teams are treating that last kind of like Gully Wash, in which case they really want to hold because it's such a large area. It's kind of a difficulty, and having that secret and having that, being able to be up on Pite and having those sight lines, gives you a lot of opportunity to do some strange things. I've seen good effectiveness with engineers placing a sentry in secret and having that knockback completely ruin pushes. Pyro, though, not so much.
Yeah, there was a little bit of successful pyro play in the first match, but I think that was just because they didn't realize there was a pyro on the field and didn't play to it. So we got lucky. In that earlier match, it was just a push coming through water and got completely destroyed. But after that, pyro didn't really have any effect, and it was almost detrimental to their team. So hopefully these teams realize it, but they might also be better playing around a pyro. But I don't think we'll see a pyro today. I think we'll see probably just NG or heavy, and this might be a little bit more of a conventional hold. But you never do know with like I said, it's a new map. Anything is possible. Well, anything's always possible, including pyro to mid. But it'll be. I'm looking for a more conventional game than we've seen earlier this week.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. There have been some strange things going on in some of the games we've casted, some really weird plays, and it'll be nice to see some good solid sixes. Now, seeing there are some other members of the other team getting here, there will be Blanc. They're starting to get in. I guess they just came out of their scrims. Maybe I should take this time to run down the rosters. I think I'll take BILLUSTER. They were here first, after all. On Scout, we have Arik and Link playing Scout. We have Giraffe on Demo. Connor as Roamer. Bill on Pocket. And Medic is Solifuge, or Solifuge, also known as Overseer. You've probably seen a lot of her both in higher levels of 6v6 and in Highlander as well.
Yeah, and I guess I'll run you through Blanc here. We got Dango and Vortex on Scout. And I got the rosters off their team page. They actually have some funny comments on their players, so I'll read those out as well. So Dango is the most productive when high. Vortex is the sexiest voice 2015. Pocket Shiki is the professional salad tosser. Romer Space Cadet apparently has a hot wife. Demo Avast is a racist poem connoisseur. And their medic Terry is the Fire Emblem Tactician. So always love seeing what teams throw on rosters, except for mine when I played Open, which was why you still on Sniper. But no, it's always like to see some creativity, and I recognize a few names there. I think Shiki might be one of the only ones who hasn't played IM. I think looking at it, yeah, I'd say Shiki and Terry are the only ones who don't have IM experience on Blanc. Can't tell because I'm not as familiar with BILLUSTER's players, but I look forward to seeing the big experience come out of this, because these guys have definitely been around for a while.
So here's the real question. Since you are a bit more familiar with the people, who will be your players to watch this map?
Oh, players to watch. I'm gonna go with Avast, Riley, and Vortex. For Blanc and BILLUSTER. Let's go with Link, Arik, and the Roamer Connor. Just because the Roamers have had huge games so far on Snakewater, or Sunshine, oh my god. And I think that's gonna really continue.
I'm definitely looking forward to some sick jumps from the roamers and by the flank in general. That's the thing I love about Sunshine, is it really facilitates a lot of strange play. Having above the point, having underneath the point, having those shacks to play around on is always super duper fun to watch, and you even get a lot of demo jumps going in as well.
I'd also like to point out that from the little bit that I saw of BILLUSTER earlier, Giraffe had huge pipes and had a really good game when I watched their match earlier this season. So let's see if they can keep it up. If he can keep it up, and if the demos Space Cadet can counter that.
I'm sure we'll be able to see some really interesting moves. So here is the question, Dreamboat. It's before the question, but it's still one of the questions. Are you ready?
Of course.
Who do you think is going to take the first mid?
I look at name value. I look at Dango and Vortex as scouts that I know are quite capable of going huge. I've witnessed it. I've played against Dango, and he went huge when I think he hard carried his team. So I'm going to give first mid to Blanc. Even though it was just a pug, Dango is a god. Vortex is also amazing. Although he's a little more streaky, he can be a little iffy sometimes, but it happened.
In that vein, I think
mid.
I'll go the opposite. I'll say BILLUSTER will take the first mid. You know, I think there's something to be said with a combo with some really good experience, especially playing out those team fights. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what kind of Uber exchanges will be going on. Although I do love the flank, personal favorites to watch. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on both combos here a bit more.
Yeah, and the nice thing about going to a higher open match is we cast it a little lower, and some of the Uber exchanges were sloppy, and these teams very, very experienced, a lot more together than I'm sure some of the other teams that have played this map. So I'm looking for some really strong Ubers out of both teams.
Alright. So here's the question, as we are waiting on one person in spec and waiting on some ready ups. Hopefully we'll be going live here soon, but this being TF2, who knows, am I right? So here is the question, Dreamboat. What's your match prediction?
I think this is going to be a real tight match. Someone told me it would be 5-4 for Blanc, and I think that is actually a very realistic prediction. So I'm going to side with my good buddy Karova on that one. Is a 5-4 for Blanc Esports.
Wow, Dreamboat over here taking out that inside information. Don't you know that's illegal in the stock market? Come on, Dreamboat.
I like it though. Whatever makes you money, as long as you don't tell them that it's inside information, right? If you can hide it, you can do it, right? No?
Maybe you shouldn't be betting on CS:GO Lounge.
Ooh. Yeah, any team I bet for, follow in the suit of I buy power throwing matches. I have no insider information. Only in TF2. Only in TF2. No team I bet on is throwing matches. I swear.
All right, I'll take your word for it this time. Well, you know, my prediction, I'll say the opposite. I'm gonna go with BILLUSTER for the win. Just because I see some good experience on there. And I'm gonna say 5-3. I'm really hoping for a close match.
Yeah, it should be great. We have 6 people on both teams, so everyone is here. Just waiting on ready ups. But you know, it should be good. And no, sorry, I thought someone left, but they just changed teams. So we're waiting on it. We're gonna see what we can get going here. Hopefully they already up, as they are all here and just DMing. But
hey, you gotta warm up somehow. Medic DM is the most important part of the game, Dreamboat. Gotta get those crossbows.
What's the old saying? Is it you haven't truly won the game until you've won pregame?
Very, very true. That's why I run exclusively backburner pyro pregame.
Ooh. You play dirty in pregame.
Whoa. Playing dirty is playing level 3's pregame, and I don't muck around with that.
Yeah, I've done that before. I'll be completely honest.
Ooh, Dreamboat, you're killing me. Absolutely killing me.
In fairness, we tried to put them in the most next level spots we could. So we were playing my friend's team, and pregame was basically who can do the most next level 3 sentry stuff. I won as I got their roamer dropping down drop down with a level 3 sentry in pregame. I felt proud of that one. No one thought to check there for a sentry, but yeah, it's
Very
dirty.
solid.
But
people say TF2 has a stale meta. How can you have a stale meta when you have next level sentry placement pregame?
oh yeah, it's all about the pregame.
All right, looks like we'll be going live here in a second. Bill on red and Blanc on blue. And how about you take the first mid, Dreamboat?
Oh god, me first mid? Alright. I'm going to watch the Blanc demo. Actually no, I'll go with the BILLUSTER demo, which is Giraffe. For this first one. Rolling out, of course, through water, like most demos. Doesn't quite get the surf he wants. He's looking pretty good for going through choke, and he gets the surf there. He is actually quite a bit ahead of his counterpart. So he's got some quick stickies out right into the combo. Putting out really strong spam. That is Giraffe. But we're kind of rotating around, and Blanc's going all the way into the red choke now area. They're on red side of mid. But 2 frags going down here. 3 now is no one on BILLUSTER side. 4, 5, and it is just Vortex alive, and he gets cleaned up. So contrary to my prediction, that is a wipe for Blanc Esports on the first mid.
Crazy thing. All right, the Blanc demo he rolled out through flank actually, which was really interesting, and definitely it was just a lot more taking ground. You saw a lot more people jumping and trying to get that high ground, and just ended up being an out DM fight. And here we are, Uber's R-Pop's going to last, trying to trap them, and we do have a Pyro coming out on defense, trying to get some nice flares off, but people are on point, rockets flying everywhere, kind of jump, trying to get people out, and you know, people are going down from Bill pretty much right and left, and yet they still get the cap just through sheer virtue of having men on the point early on during that fight when they had the advantage. So good job to them.
It was kind of almost a lucky cap. I don't quite want to call it that, but the splash sent the soldier to the moon, which was just enough off the point that they could get the final cap bit. So the soldier was alive on point, but above it too high to stop.
Alright, so we're going in. I'm watching Space Cadet, the roamer. He's already in on the red medic. He goes down. Wow, Overseer goes down really quickly, so it's already 2 down for BILLUSTER. Really good play by the roamer there. He's going after the demo underneath point. He's just kind of cleaning up. Not many people have really turned around to focus him, so people are just kind of jumping all over point. Roamer finally goes down until only a Vast left. The demo stayed up a really long time during that mid-fight, but he doesn't have heals and the other team does. And, wow. People going down right and left. But with Overseer going down so early during that fight, she will have a pretty significant advantage because Terry also went down as well.
Yeah, they're in good shape with a 30% advantage. It's not going to be quite... It shouldn't quite be as fast to just roll through as that last one was. And they may not actually get second here either. Yeah, Blue's got a fairly good presence on second. So we're going to see our first little stalemate here. which is quite good for Blanc, is if it was another role, they'd be on their heels, which no one ever wants to.
Absolutely not. And here we go, people are just kind of exchanging, combos rotating here and there, roamers are getting buffs, sort of moving in through that. Here we go. It looks like there's going to be trying to have a push getting ready through that area, and we do have an Uber exchange jumping up into Lighthouse, and we have Ubers here left alone with the Scout as their heavy classes move in, and they're getting some pretty decent picks here and there. Blue Uber still has not been gotten, they just got 90%, so long as they get spawns, they'll probably be able to kite this and push back into it. It may not be good. Nah, people are going down. It looks like with second cap, might as well be in their advantage. It will behoove them to stay on last and try and go in. I'm getting a little bit of server lag. I'm not quite sure if that's a pause or not.
No, this is a good old-fashioned pause. So let's take a little time. We'll examine the pause. It kind of sucks. It was mid-push for BILLUSTER.
Giraffe is not as in a good position here. He is way ahead of his medic.
Yeah, they're floating like side by side. I'd have to imagine that Giraffe is going to go down pretty quick when the pause comes out. Anarchy is 12 HP in lobby, and that's Sticky that is being whipped in by Terry. And
here we go,
Uber comes out.
Uber popped right away. Very nice play. And that'll be a pretty solid hold, so it was really good of Terry, the blue medic, to just sort of hold on to that Uber, make sure that they could hold that last. But that being said, it looks like they are going to try and push out into lobby as people are sort of disoriented. They are going to get a man on second as people are going to back out. Connor's sort of spamming out, but med here, med there, people already backed up into the cafe area, and they're just going to try and hold mid, which seems like a really good idea.
I kind of wonder, looking at the pause, Terry was at 100 HP, so he was one-shottable. I wondered if he was just kind of sitting there as he was paused, spamming mouse 2, hoping he could get the pop-off as soon as he unpopped. But the push is coming back in from I'm Not BILLUSTER. Eric actually goes down quickly there to Vortex, but Giraffe gets Numenon, and he's named. And with an attempted back up on mid, this is very bad for Blanc. One guy's still behind them, and they are down many going into last. And here comes the Uber from the red medic. Uber countered by blue, but he dropped his player.
Looks like you will have a player kind of coming out of spawn, but that being said, there's just such a presence on point, so even though his Uber is long, there really won't be much time. He's trying to get saws off, but there are just too many people on point. That was some really nice back and forth action going on with the Ubers cutting Uber, backing out. Very nice, good plays by both the combos on both teams. So it's your mid.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Giraffe again, see what he's doing. Going, again, the standard choke rollout. He doesn't get the surf, so he'll be a little bit slower, but, he's kind of on pace with his counterpart. He's throwing 6 out. I'd say that Blanc has got the more aggressive positioning here. That was a big bomb by Space Kid at getting the demo Giraffe down before he gets cleaned up. And this should be, positionally, this is a Blanc mid quite handily, but, whether or not that... Yeah, no, they get the mid. There's not even contention. But both meds stayed alive, so this is going to be fairly even, although Blanc is peeking into second, seeing what they can get. Harry actually ate a lot of spam there, so he might have to think about popping this. He's semi-safely out at 70 HP with full loop, but the Chaos is going down. No one's really died except for Anarchy.
Just a lot of rough heals on Blanc's side. Go ahead.
Yeah, Blanc got Giraffe before... the bomb went down himself. Terry is all alone, dodging a scout. This is dangerous territory for him, and he somehow gets out, saved by his pocket. And that was we talked about matches earlier this week, kind of being really scrappy. But yeah, this is just a scrappy game. Uber comes out from Blanc, though. They will get this, and they look to be in... This is just weird. You got the soldier behind causing trouble with 19 HP, and Uber exchange it wasn't really needed. So they get second.
Yeah, some really nice Uber exchanges going in back and forth there, and a lot of dry pushing, which I always really like to see. I don't really like to see stalemates, and so it's nice to see, both medics have Uber, and yet you still have players trying to check in, trying to test. I don't see any off classes on last quite yet, but it looks like both teams are really content to sort of 1v1 each other, trying to get some sort of advantage as Mental Vortex does go down by from Eric. Nice pistol plays going there. But that being said, he might just come up with Sniper. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of an offensive pick class play going on here. Link User does come up on Heavy, so that'll give them a little bit more meat to defend last with. But you don't really see much play over on left side. A lot of people, it seems like people are more pushing in on the right side, more pushing in through Dungeon than they are on left, just seeing on this team's positioning. But Terry is approaching 100% Uber, and so I wouldn't be surprised if we try to go in, try and make something, try and jump someone in. Romer's trying to get in here.
Well, Ericsson's gonna be happy. We've got Link User up on that Heavy. He is abusing the Heavy glitch that has confirmed will be fixed. Is you can shoot through that wall, but you can't take spam. So he's quite safe and able to put out damage as we kind of wait for something to happen here.
To explain the Heavy glitch, Heavy actually shoots minigun bullets out of his face, so as long as your head is above a prop, you can shoot above it. It happens with crates on pretty much every map.
They shoot out of his face. I did not actually know that. That is an interesting glitch. Or, I guess, system. But, as we say that, there's a little bit of aggression out of the Roamer. For Blanc, that is Space Cadet. Or sorry, that's the Pocket who's being aggressive. That is the combo over on that upper right side, where we said nothing really has come through there before.
Indeed, the combo and the pizza is very aggressive. As you see people trying to get buffs, it looks like they're sort of angling to move in. We sort of have the Pocket and Roamer moving around there, buffing up a Scout on blue side. Looks like they're going to try and Uber in. Maybe, maybe not. Scout's sort of caught out. He's making up his mind. I hope somebody comes up as a pick class soon. Somebody's got to make some mistake. XD, one of the Scouts does go down. I'm sorry, he's aliasing, so I will call him by his alias. And we're just getting a lot of scrappy fighting here and there. Soldier jumps in. Forces the Uber, good job. He gets taken down handily by the Heavy, but it looks like the counter Uber is coming in, so very good on him. That Heavy's kind of going behind, but with that sort of point back there, they really need to get some time on the point. They can't just dance around behind that barrier forever, and that was a really, really good defense from I'm Not BILLUSTER, as they have 4 of their players up. That means they could probably leave someone on last and try and go cap, as they're only 2 up on Blanc. I'm not really quite sure where they're hiding. I'm kind of looking for someone to be in a cheeky spot right about now, but that being said, Overseer is sitting at a pretty decent advantage, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try and get someone up as a pick class, but with the demo down, maybe it looks like they're kind of stuck, sort of resetting and holding last. What a shame.
Space Cadet actually flanked. He got a 2K, including the medic for I'm Not BILLUSTER. So while it is just Blanc and Terry up, or sorry, it was just Terry with his Pocket Cheeky up for Blanc. They at least will have a massive Uber advantage that if they give up second, which it looks like they're going to, they can take solace in their Uber.
Very good there. Good having their flanks sort of push ahead, but with Terry at 90%, I would not be surprised in seeing a repush, and it looks like they are angling for that position, sort of moving across point, trying to get some stuff in, and in retrospect, Bill is sort of holding sort of back, you know, kind of dancing around Cher, trying to get some high ground, some spam here and there, but that's going to be a pretty good recap. But with that sort of back and forth action, it also kind of gives it a bit of a more, how should I say it, a bit more advantage for things to happen. It gives them more breathing room in terms of making plays instead of just sitting there. Uber does get popped in straight through, pushing out through dungeons. Scout Uber on point, trying to, you know, flash people. Heavy is still up behind that point, so it's really good, but that gave Overseer enough time to get Uber, and so she's gonna pop in on her Pocket, do some really nice job, really nice cleaning up there, as only 2 up, 1 up Space Cadet. That is a really nice wipe. Good job, BILLUSTER, getting that wipe on Blanc, and they will very handily push out and probably get second for good this time, and maybe angle towards getting into mid.
Yeah, Blanc kind of just slightly misplayed that. I think they thought their Uber advantage was a little bit bigger than it was, so they didn't focus the med as fast as they should have, and that gave Overseer enough time to get Uber and Saber team.
Yeah, and here they are trying to be really aggressive, but they're just being forced out by BILLUSTER here, getting people on point, sort of moving in, and Terry does go down. Very good job there, very nice pipe from Giraffe. So, you know, good on him. That gives Overseer a pretty sick, nasty 90% advantage. Probably even 100% complete advantage going in. And so here we go, people angling in. They're going to easily cap second point unless we get a force in a sort of sneaky Scout hanging in here. Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god, what was the drop? What dropped? What happened?
I missed that. I think it was
No.
just a hidden player behind. Got the drop, but this should still be the point here by the looks of it. Yeah, that's still going to be capped. Drop doesn't matter. And that's
Oh, I'm
halftime.
so disappointed. The big drop and I miss it. God, what am I doing with my life still? That was a pretty sick, nasty cap he had over there having his skill stick out, kind of whipping it around on point. Excuse me, that sounds a little dirty, but what are you thinking of the players so far?
Uh, Giraffe is going massive. He is pumping out. He's, as Slemnish in chat said, literally doing a million damage. He is doing so much. And he even took down his counterpart, a Vast, with a Scotsman Skullcutter play. So he's doing work, that's for sure. But, man, this was a little more one-sided than I thought it would be. I feel like Blanc isn't playing together enough. I don't know. They've been in good positions and not being capable of pulling it off. Also, you notice that XD is not Alias is who he actually is. That is Dango being XD. So
Got it. I
we can
believe
thank
the
him.
server has actually crashed. Checking on some server info from players I know in here, and it does look like we are in an extended pause. Hopefully that's not on my end, but people are sort of hovering around in spawn. Cosmetics kind of going a little crazy, and hopefully we'll get some sort of server info up soon. Hopefully the server will unbefuddle itself.
Yeah, I'm just kind of staring here at Connor as he's, floating in midair. It looks like he's trying to ride a bike or something. His feet are just pedaling away. And
Stats are up, and you were right. Giraffe was doing not quite a million damage, but at least almost to 350 DPM. So definitely doing very well for
I will just
himself.
quickly look. There we go. There's the stat. Yes. Oh my Giraffe. 345 DPM. Top damaging in the server. Vast not actually that far behind him at 330. But big work coming out of Giraffe. And Dango not doing much at all. 150 DPM. Quite a bit lower than anyone else in the server. Quite a bit. The next lowest DPM is Link User at 252. Oh, sorry, Eric actually is 244, and as is Mental Vortex. So, not quite there on par with the rest of the players in this game so far. I'd look for him to really step it up because he is capable of doing more, but we'll see if he can pull it off.
There's just a huge frag discrepancy. You've got the 56 frags on BILLUSTER as the team versus the 35. And while damage is all well and good, even if teams are doing well, you can't really do much unless people follow up on it. And that's just what I've been seeing a lot. I've been seeing a lot of people sort of getting caught out, a lot of people dying, especially with the sort of back and forth Uber exchanges that are going on, just sort of, tug and war, back and forth, trying to get the advantage, the upper hand, trying to capitalize on those mistakes. And it just seems like Blanc is making a lot more mistakes than BILLUSTER is at this point.
Yeah, they are not playing as together as I really expected them to. And that is just kind of a shame. I think they'll admit that this is not the best they could be doing, which, it happens. But I look forward to seeing if they can rally it at half here. As we kind of wait and see if we are changing servers, who knows. I see a Link User is actually chat here, saying it's a very intense match here. So yeah, maybe he can give us some great inside information on what is going on.
Yeah, give us the lowdown on why everyone's sort of stuck in spawn. That being said, I'm really hoping that Blanc sort of pulls it out in the second half. I'm looking for at least a few rounds. We got to get something going there. Hopefully this very long pause will give them time to reflect, yell at each other, clear comms, whatever it is that it takes to sort of get them playing more cohesively and more as a team.
Yeah, maybe it's funny. We casted an ulti duo tournament the other day, and I think it was just this past weekend, and there was both teams requested a break between between the semifinals and finals. And in that break, it was just so that Asian Rice Guy could MGE because he wasn't feeling that he was quite hot enough. And that's why he requested the pause. And maybe that's what this pause is Dango's boosting up an ult account, seeing if he can't get going a little more here. Or maybe they're just talking him into not, I don't know. But this could have two effects. I mean, time off can throw your DM off. It can throw off your entire rhythm. Maybe that is the purpose for Blanc's pause, if it is their pause, or something is just going to, I don't know. I'm going to conspiracy theory mode, and I probably shouldn't be doing that. But no, we just kind of waiting on this pause, seeing if something's happening.
Absolutely. I'm still getting a big fat server is not responding, checking on that server info. And so, what does chat think? You know, just kind of shout out to all the people in chat watching. Thank you very much for tuning in so far. And what do you think both teams could change to sort of turn this game around?
I'm actually doing a quick look here. Kind of curious to see if the STVs actually changed, if they are changing servers. I don't know. I don't have answers for what's going on. That's the joys of being a caster when something like this happens, is we don't actually have the answers. We just speculate, right?
So many questions and so much time to answer them all with so little information. Such is our life at this moment. Let's talk a bit more about just Sunshine in general. I haven't really had the pleasure of playing this map all that much, but I did hear that this will also be a Highlander map. This is, I believe, UGC's map this coming week, and so it'll definitely be interesting seeing how that will be adapted, you know, from more traditional sixes play. I think it's been in rotation for quite a while, to, you know, getting all 9 classes, getting in dirty. All right, we are having people ready up. Thankfully, the server is unpaused, so...
Oh my, we are... Oh, no, you had to say that the server is unpaused. We are paused again. You got my hopes up. I was super excited, and no. It's paused again.
Such is life.
Such is life. I don't even think we were live with half. I think this is, like... Did all teams already up? Like, I didn't think this was actually the half. I thought this was still
No,
between
we were at
halves.
half.
Okay. No, I mean, we were between, like... I don't think they readied up fully for it to be the start of the second half, is what I'm saying. Was it?
No, I don't believe they did. And during that brief unpause, I saw some, you know, dot readies down in chat. So it could just be the server playing tricks on us, but who knows?
Yep. You know, ESEA servers notorious for having problems ever so often. And I mean that nicely because they've done a tremendous job. The servers between the first and second half of the season, much improved, although apparently not this one. So we're just waiting on something to happen.
All right, talking about servers, shout out to EVL TV, who is hosting our cast tonight, and their partner and parent company, EVL Gaming, who does give out competitive discounts for TF2 servers and has served UGC teams in the past for, you know, providing a home server, providing a mobile for people to do that. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm sure most other people do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're good servers. Had major problems with mine until I finally today figured out what my problem was. I was actually... My friend put a file on the server, and it slightly broke our UGC configs. So as long as I don't exec the configs until everybody's in the server, there isn't the problem. Weird problem, and I need to try and yell at my friend for putting things on my server without asking me, I guess. But no, huge shout out to the entire team there as well for... They did so much work when I had the problem and couldn't figure out what was wrong with mine. They were honestly such helpful guys. Probably some of the best support I've had for a server. I've used both NFO and EVL, and have to say that I would 10 out of 10 recommend EVL. And I'm not saying that because I'm a caster. Yeah, now I'm just looking around in this map because, damn, like, you know. Oh, we are unpaused. Oh my god, we are. Is this the whole
don't jinx
unpaused
it again.
pause again? Yeah.
Don't jinx it again, Dreamboat. Don't Don't let it happen. Okay, so that being said, let's get back on track. Let's get back on subject. We are playing Sunshine, and it is a really flank-heavy map. And, you know, seeing those stats, it does look like that might be Blanc's issue, is that their flank just isn't doing quite as well as the other one, especially in terms of scout performance. And so here we are, people still not kind of readying up, probably, you know, wiping off their monitors and thankfulness that the server is back up and they can finally get back to doing what they do, which is play video games.
Yeah, maybe they're just kind of looking at him like, wait a second, I can move again? What is this? And that might be what's going on here. A little bit of confusion, but no, we see some people readying. We see some people, unfortunately, unreadying. That's not what you like to see, but...
Probably just trying to get things under control. Connor over here sitting with a pretty steady 102 ping, so it's a little bit rough, but it seems like they're doing okay.
Yeah, only 100 ping rockets. It's not that bad. Second half is going live. And I'm... is it my mid? Your mid? Why don't you take this mid?
Sure thing. I'm gonna watch Vastus mid, see what he's gonna do, kind of roll out. He has been doing a little bit of an odd rollout as I've been watching him. He does not go the super quick route, he does decide to jump through. Looks like he will be a little slow to this mid, so that'll definitely be a disadvantage for his team. Rolling in there, trying to get some damage done, but he's out with a soldier, throwing some stickies, and there's already good positioning from the other team on the different shacks. And so damage is being exchanged here and there, people going down, a soldier bombs in, trying to get in, and the medic goes down. Overseer taken down by a really good play from Space Cadet, who does get taken down as well, and that is just a lot of ground being taken by Blanc, who might have been listening in and listened to us. And so they're going in through the cafe area, just trying to get things. Looks like a player is actually dropped from the server, from what I see, although it could just be my HUD lagging out, so please don't. Okay, so there is a player missing. I am not quite sure. I believe it's one of the scouts. We do have an engineer up on Blanc, setting up that really defensive hold right there. The sentry is on the right side, just trying to get people stopped, get people stalled out, and trying to make sure that that Uber doesn't get a chance to go in completely. And so...
And Arik has just rejoined the server, so you are right. It was the scout Arik for BILLUSTER. It was dropped out of the server. Was not there. Now he is, as the Uber is popped into last. There's a gun doing a lot of work and a heavy. And this Uber is not actually getting too much done. They did get the gun. Now a couple of frags going down. Back.
Really good clearance there, but with having a heavy on, it looks like there just isn't enough time to get on point, but it buys them enough time to be able to hold that, and good job. Only Terry is left alive, the medic on Blanc, and he's going to try and make it out as fast as possible. Running out Cafe, it doesn't look like anybody's going to catch him. The scouts are instead going to stop, cap second, and just sort of reset. Try and maybe get enough momentum to go to mid, but with the spawns, people getting forwards, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Overseer has Uber. Yeah, looking at the gunny as Uber. My HUD is of course still broke. But yeah, looks like they're probably gonna push in a mid here, and yeah, both scouts coming in hard and fast. Can't quite get a frag to drop yet. And the Uber is popped out. Overseer, huge bomb. That was Anarchy going flying, and this is a pretty safe mid. But they did get Terry out, so watch for Blanc Esports to come right back into him with an Uber advantage.
Absolutely. BILLUSTER is going in there, holding pretty aggressively, getting ready to take people back in as there was that Uber in, but, there weren't really that many frags exchanged, seeing like, so they're angling in towards that flank, looking like they're going to push up stickies everywhere, but, Blanc is sort of holding back, just kind of waiting, seeing what's going to happen. I'm sorry, It's moving, and we have people, frags being exchanged on mid, soldiers flying everywhere. It looks like they are going to get a lot of time there as they're going to move in, and, they're going to back up towards Lighthouse, see if they could hold on to that second point instead of being pushed all the way back to last.
Yeah, they are working Cafe here. It's a shame that it's not Cafe Monsters, because I'd love to make a joke that there's a monster in Cafe, but they're rotating choke, throwing some spam in. No one's died yet, but... And as I say that, Vortex goes down for Blanc. And now with that the scout, they're gonna sit back a little more. There's a lot of pressure coming in from BILLUSTER's flank, and the Uber comes out on the scout, counter pop by Terry, as they're just gonna be in a large melee in alleyway here.
Definitely people flying back and forth, and it looks like there's just a lot of scrappy fighting. Space Cadet goes in, bombs in, tries to get some plays on, and he does do a pretty good job, but he gets pretty handily taken down afterwards, and it looks like there are just people all over this midpoint. Just a lot of weird fighting, a lot of really scrappy positioning going on as both teams are kind of struggling to keep it together and figure out what to do there.
I said this when I cast it on Tuesday, and it looks like it's the case again here. The word that you could use for any fight, any exchange on this map is scrappy. But we have a hiding Connor. He's above, and oh, he gets called and taken down by the pocket for Blanc. That is Shiki getting the frag, making sure the roamer does not get his medic, and this will be mid. It was kind of a cheeky spot. I liked the attempt, but not the execution out of the BILLUSTER roamer.
Cheeky, very nice way to describe it. Alright, both medics are sitting at, you know, not quite Uber yet, as I can see with my HUD being a little bit lagged, but, you know, people are being really aggressive, Scout rushing in, trying to get a pick off the demo. He gets taken down, Ribbon Pizza, but Eric does go down in the process as well, so, you know, it looks like BILLUSTER is going to be a little bit more aggressive, roamer jumping in, trying to get people down, but I believe Overseer does stay alive through that, and that'll be a really handy recap. It's just the aggression is really paying off on BILLUSTER's side, and it looks like Blanc just really needs to slow down, metaphorically speaking, and just learn when to back up.
Yeah, the good news is both sides have been keeping their medics up consistently in this fight, which hasn't allowed them to just walk into second as well. So they've tried, but medics escaping is just kind of resulting in you cap mid? Okay, we'll cap mid. No, we'll cap mid. No, we'll cap mid. And again, we're looking at that here on second. We'll probably see an Uber exchange coming out soon. BILLUSTER's moving pretty aggressively through flank. Terry, of course, rotating to give heals to his Blanc boys over in flank as well through that alleyway. But again, kind of saying how do you do, not really doing much here. Is now Overseer's back way out, almost to their cafe. No off classes, nothing, you know, nothing unexpected as we just kind of wait.
Probably just an effort to try and maybe bait the other team in, trying to get that, you know, sort of, oh, you know, they're backing up, they're really passive. Both medics do have an Uber right now, so we're just going to be kind of sitting around and waiting for somebody to make a mistake. And that's just all Sixes is, all TF2 really is capitalizing on those mistakes and being able to make that into momentum. Here we go, Eric trying to get in there, and he does get a pick on Mental Vortex, who does go down, so that might be enough for BILLUSTER to push in off of, and I would be really happy to see them push in off of, you know, one-man advantage, which is really nice. But Giraffe goes down. Uber does get fourth. Not even forced, and Uber does get exchanged. Classic Sixes Uber here, people kind of body blocking each other, but it looks like Blanc's Uber is a little bit stronger, and they manage to defend people off, and man advantage is pretty even right now, so it looks like both teams will kind of reset, trying to send a scout in, trying to get in for a pick, and Eric does get some work done, and it looks like it's just Avast and Space Cadet up. Avast at 1 health, making that smooth criminal escape, but no, Eric catches him, and that is second for BILLUSTER.
That was completely, like, the turn was because of the big plays by Anarchy. I believe Anarchy is BILLUSTER, or Bill, not BILLUSTER, Bill, whatever you want to call him. I'll just go with Anarchy. He got right in on the medic, popped him up, and shotgunned him down, so they knew that there was no heals on the field for Blanc, and they rolled into second, following suit, and managed to just clean up frags because there was no heals. And when your team is being healed and theirs isn't, you should win that fight.
Absolutely. Worth noticing, we do have a Pyro up on defense and a Heavy, and wow, Pyro's in here, getting those reflects in. Good job, kind of cutting that Uber, and that'll give the Heavy definitely enough time to sort of go in and wrap around that point. Scout behind, Heavy goes down to Eric, but, you know, people just kind of all over the point and a lot of people down. It looks like Terry just gets that Uber, and so he'll be able to save most of his team. He pops Uber there, sort of on the defensive, but with only 3 players. It might be enough for BILLUSTER to be able to push back in, but Giraffe does go down to a very nice sticky, and that'll give Blanc probably enough momentum to try and ask for second. No, absolutely not. 2 rockets to the face to the soldier who poked out of Shutter, and that will be a reset. We have an engineer up in the form of Mental Vortex, setting up on the right side once more, just outside of spawn, and Overseer's already sitting pretty at 90% Uber as they are about ready to push back in and make things happen.
Yeah, Terry elected to just pop the Uber to try and save as many people, and he couldn't. But as I say, that Uber comes in from Overseer. They're focusing the gun. They're not getting the gun, and that is Uber gone without killing the gun. So this is a awful push from them. And yeah, down goes Connor. Down should go Overseer here to the pistol or of the scout. Yep, that is Dango taking him out with the pistol, and this should be a recap. But there is a spy on the field. It is Eric. Will he look for that back cap, or will he go for the medic pick? As Terry is sitting pretty with 100% Uber. We will see. Where is Eric? He is playing around the point. He is going for the med. He gets called by the scout, and he goes down. And that is the off class off the field.
What a shame. That Uber was really a little rough, and honestly, I think it was because maybe not everyone was on the same page. Somebody called to push, somebody called to not push. There's a little bit of confusion going on there, but here they are. Terry is in with 100%, trying to push through Cafe, get onto that midpoint, and he goes down to 43% before popping Uber. Very ballsy, and he jumps his soldier in, trying to force them out, leave a scout to cap, and just trying to get that room for his team. So, you know, even though he's probably going to go down here, it goes down to 4 health. There's a scout everywhere. I'm sorry, I'm eating my words over here. He's kind of dancing around this corner. Absolutely ridiculous jukes going on here as he waits for his team to, you know, kill the interlopers, but it's just Terry and a Vast up. It looks like his entire team expended their efforts trying to get that in, and, you know, everyone's really lit. They're kind of backing out, and so while I did say I do like to see Ubers that take ground, not necessarily frag, frags are necessary to keep that ground.
I just want to point out that Terry may be the single luckiest person I know. I mean, between Avast eating meat shots from scouts for the sake of keeping Terry alive, to Terry dropping so low in HP and not dying, so lucky, and the Uber comes out from him here that he arguably should not have, as they're looking to recap this midpoint. Even frags, but they did not get Overseer, so, you know, BILLUSTER probably going to come back in here with their Uber advantage. It is about a 45% Uber advantage, so we'll see a recap, likely, unless we see some big flank plays. And yeah, BILLUSTER is working hard through that flank, and they're going to be coming into mid any second now as they just get that Uber. Huge bomb! That is Space Cadet went flying through the air as the Uber got dropped on Overseer. Massive bomb. Oh my. And despite dropping the medic, they do give up mid, but they keep Terry up, and that is, well, both scouts might look for a chariot coming through here out of Cafe, and they are going to contest this. Jumping around that point, and they actually managed to maintain mid here. So that massive bomb by Space Cadet is going to save that round. Or at least
very
that
nice. Super good plays there, and Terry is sitting at a really significant advantage as this team's gonna just walk straight through choke and be like, we have Uber, and it's good.
Love that great robot impression that you just did there. As we see Eric and Link User go down quickly here, so this should be second for Blanc. And is this Blanc kind of cleaning up a little bit better from their mistakes earlier, as they are now looking at having a 40% Uber advantage, having second, having Giraffe at a 10-second respawn timer, and this should just be rolling in with that Uber. Uber does come out. It's a demo, Scout, and Soldier all getting flashes as they focus. Trying to focus anything they can. Heavy's up, but that's 4 big frags for BILLUSTER, with 2 from Link User on Heavy. He did say in chat during that pause that he hates Heavy, but man, he made it work there. As, oh man, and down goes Terry. It's just a Vast up for the remnants of a defense, and he goes down. So all the rest is spawners, and that was just an awful push.
Yeah, definitely a lot of miscommunication seems going on from both teams. I think it's sorry, go ahead, Bo.
Oh, we have the Uber coming out from Overseers. Overseer got forced, so they can take a little solace in the fact that it's going to now be even Ubers, but due to respawn timers, unless they post a formidable defense, manage to really bottle them up, they should give up second here, and ooh, down goes a Vast, and this is bad positioning for Terry. But Terry is going to get out, and Frag's actually coming down from the respawn soldiers as they got forward spawns to really save their medic and team there. And now it's 3v3, 2v3 now, as Blanc might be able to maintain second. Just Scout and Demo versus Heals, so But Giraffe sticking in, hitting fat pipes. But so they're not gonna be able to. Well, they're thinking about going to mid. They're gonna be met by BILLUSTER if they don't move quickly, and we might have kind of a fake mid fight here. But no, it's height advantage, and Blanc is just gonna take the cap, sitting with another bigger advantage. So yeah, now they're bringing everything. There's a lot of people in cafe. There really is a monster in that cafe, but ooh, Terry getting really hurt, has to pop this Uber. Bombs coming in to the point, sending the soldier to the moon. He's going to escape. The medic is also going to escape, but he's being chased by Vortex and he can't get him. So they're getting second, and there's actually a back cap on mid that, due to the contest, will be successful. That's a soldier and scout managed to back cap that mid, and now they're getting second.
The control point is being contested.
And this might go coast to coast in what could be one of the least conventional push caps I've seen in the history of TF2. Oh no, that was the spawn of Space Cadet. He'll be enough to, along with a Vast, stifle the final back cap attempt, but that, I have really no words to explain what I just saw, because I don't think I've, at a high level, and oh, here comes the push in. This is Bombs getting the demo, getting the scout. This should be a cap for them, and they do get the cap to take the first round of the half. I don't really have words to explain what I just saw. I can't think of at a high level where a team's back capped mid and second and then just rolled into last. And that's 4-0 BILLUSTER. Avast for Blanc botching his rollout, which doesn't help his cause either. And oh, we have a Kritzkrieg on the field in the hands of Blanc Esports Terry. So that is key to watch out for as we're working through here.
It's actually...
big bomb. And no, welcome back to us. You are no longer a robot. So I'll let you talk.
Don't hedge on it. Still not a robot? Alright, well, I'm really surprised that they're going really aggressive with this crits going, and he's already at 80% with Overseer only at 60, and they really handily took that mid. It looks like that's exactly what they needed. Terry is at 100%. Probably somebody's already called out the crits, however, but they're kind of going, scoping out, where is it? Come on, where's the other comp? But they're holding really far back. Someone most definitely saw that crits, no longer a surprise. That fear of crits until, oh my god, the crits got popped, super nice drop. That really sucks, but absolutely great sticky from the Blanc demo, getting a really crucial drop from Overseer, and that will definitely give them the second point. Scout contesting, trying to get in on Terry, get some good damage on. Terry drops down to 6 health and is taken out really nicely by Link. And so, you know, it's 2v2 right now, a really solid 2v2, but it's also no longer a 2v2 as there's just a lot of fighting going on mid. Lat trying to hold people off, Scouts trying to get in on Overseer. Not happening. Nobody's having any of that. So wow, there's just a lot of stuff happening there, friends.
The good thing is that with both of those scouts, they kind of bought their team time to respawn, and they kind of hoped to have a presence on 2. Didn't quite work out that way, as they're still going to drop 2, and they're just going to have to hold mid. It is still crits on red though, so that is something to watch. And Mental Vortex is sniping as well, so a lot of picks on the field. As we see a big bomb coming in from, that was a bomb from Connor, and he just got shock and denied, but push is still coming in. As Blanc people going down hard, Terry's down, and it's just Space Cadet. As I was kind of watching the big bomb and missed the actual fight happen. As, well, kind of a scrappy mid-fight. It's now Anarchy with 20 HP, and Eric's fully up, and it is Dango with full health. And they're not actually capping mid.
Yeah, super nice plays there. It looks like BILLUSTER's gonna go back in, take down that last scout, and actually say, oh, we just let you think you had mid. So here we go. Both medics will be at around the same percentage. Looks like Terry is building a little bit more, but that being said, crits, still on crits actually. So sorry about that. Looks like, I mean, if crits is doing his team well, it's doing his team well, but it also leads to think that it's no longer a surprise. So that's definitely something that BILLUSTER's going to be looking out for, is that crits play. And that being said, Overseer is holding pretty far back, building with a scout as they're kind of waiting people to sort of come and choke. as they know Terry does approach 100% crits right now. Huge bomb going in, but he gets very denied. So sorry, Space Cadet, but maybe another time. And he goes in. The crits is popped. Nobody has gone down to it quite yet. Sort of buffing in his scout, moving in. Overseer does go down, Giraffe goes down, Eric goes down, and that is a very nice play as the soldier's kind of jumping back, seeing he's getting headed off by his scout. And, you know, that might be enough to get them second, but, you know, the scout in flank trying to get something done. Absolutely not, but that'll definitely give his team enough time. Nope, it's just Giraffe. Giraffe goes down, and here they are on capping second, and, you know, left to set back up on last, sort of turtle it a little bit, make sure things happen. Terry is still on crits. He's approaching 80% right now.
Hold on, we got sniper. Eric is on sniper. Is he? He's gonna look an aggressive angle. He might try and get the med, but he's not gonna be able to. It is still crits. It is almost crits time. But I kind of thought on that mid push they beefed the crits a little bit, but they still got Overseer, and they still got everything they needed. And here comes the crits. It is the pyro play, but they still get Overseer. The pyro reflecting crits, all of is still not enough. This is a 3v3. It looks like they might just reset it because that heavy is in the impossible to kill spot, as I like to call it. No, big bomb comes in from Space Cadet. Kind of juking around. Scout is on the point, and they do pull it off. I like it. That was a creative play on that last to try and pull it. And since you were not talking for the last minute, I'll let you take this one.
Alright, sure thing. So I think I'm gonna watch Space Cadet. He's been doing some really nice jumps here, and you know, that was really a perfect way to take down a heavy last, pardon the expression, is, you know, make him look one way, then have him look the other way. He can't be in both places at once. Huge jumps here by Space Cadet, taking down Giraffe really quickly, but also being taken down by Eric super fast. We're already getting some time on point. Soldiers jumping up, no one goes down, another scout goes down, and although BILLUSTER doesn't have very good heals, they definitely have way more players, and so Connor's over here trying to chase some people, trying to get in on that medic. Oh, sick, nasty air shot on Terry. Boom!
Wow.
Trying to DM this heavy, and he picks up some really nice frags there. Good plays from Connor that mid.
Just popping the medic up and crushing them. Now they're looking at a huge Uber advantage. Oh, and a man advantage. Space Cadet has 20 seconds to respawn. This should be the game. Pyro is doing a good job of denying the super though, but a big bomb comes in on the heavy. The Uber does get through, and this Barrico will be the game. But there's still the heavy, there's still the demo. No, that's a wipe, and that is game. BILLUSTER 5-1 is the final.
Wow,
so congrats,
super fun.
Congrats, you called that it was going to be a BILLUSTER game. I called it Blanc Esports, so you get the win.
My first win this time, at least in match predictions, as far as match predictions go. So that was a really fun game to watch. Shoutouts to the players on both teams for giving us some pretty awesome esports to watch tonight. Let's take a look at some stats.
Well, I think the big thing that kind of sticks out to me is the scouts for Blanc Esports. Dango with 138 DPM and Mental Vortex with 183. Just kind of outmatched by their counterparts, namely Eric, who went huge with 242 DPM. I mean, almost doubling up on Dango's damage. So the scouts were the difference maker. Predicted it would be the flank class. Connor holding kind of neck and neck with his Blanc Esports counterpart, Space Cadet, but the two scouts really were the difference makers. And Giraffe, you know, Giraffe and Avast neck and neck. Bill and Shiki. Bill actually outdid Shiki a little bit, but again, it was the difference in flank, and of course the difference in frags is, looking at it, 151 kills for BILLUSTER, where Blanc Esports only had 110. And I mean, 5,000 damage different in the favor of BILLUSTER, and yeah.
So really glad that Blanc could at least get around enough to win that one round, and that was most definitely without that person. Good job, Terry, on that one.
All right, thank you C3PO for that. as you are once again a robot. And someone did a good job of pointing out is that Eric only did 242 because he was logged out during the pause. So that was probably right. Looking at the actual damage numbers, yeah, he was a lot closer to Link user in damage. So thank you for the correction. I thought he just had a massive game. He did play a great game. I noticed he was going on consistent kill streaks, but he didn't go quite as wild as I expected him to, or not as I expected to, as I thought he did. But no, that was a very, very good game despite the score. I quite enjoyed watching it. Do you want to see if you're still a robot or not, Atlas? Hi, robot. Well, if Atlas is a robot, I'm going to just say that I guess I'll kind of close things out here. I want to give a shout out to both teams' players for providing a great game. Anyone who tuned in tonight, everyone here at EVL TV who makes EVL TV a thing for us to cast. Of course, ESEA for providing the matches. Big Kinch on camera, and of course my co-caster C3PO or Atlas. 50% of the time I had both of them, so thanks for casting with me, Atlas, despite being a robot. Thanks to Kurova for giving me the wrong information too, telling me that this was going to be a 5-4 for Blanc Esports. I put my weight in the prediction on you, Kurova, and you didn't come through for me. But no, thanks everyone. It was fun. Have a great evening. Drive safe.